Play Vanish by Tatsuya on Spotify.
World Trigger is actually built different.
Vote for Venice by Tatiana.
No,
How is nobody speaking about this?
by Tatsuya on Spotify.
It's really good. Like, it's really good. It's been a while since I've been this excited for a show. I'm not reviewing it, I'm just going to tell you the stuff that I like about it, and I guess you can decide if you want to watch it or not. I can never do a show's plot justice, but I will try my best. But if the reason you won't watch it is because of the way I've described the plot, I promise you it's so much more. Where to begin? So a few years ago, these alien-like creatures called neighbors invaded Mikado City. In response to this, they came up with the idea to basically build a special force to combat these invaders, and they called this special force Border. It's kind of similar to the Gote 13 from Bleach, you know, when you have the different divisions with the different agendas. It's a whole interesting thing in World Trigger as well. Without going into too much detail, there's a part of the plot where they focus on where these neighbors, the invaders, come from, and that's a whole nother world of things going on there, which I feel like is some nice world building. And then there's also a part of the plot which focuses on Border, and then you combine these two worlds together and you have different characters that are crossing over from these worlds, backstories in the past that link different events that were happening between them. It's honestly good stuff. And then to really give the plot body and make sure you enjoy every second of it, the characters, oh my. Enter Osamu Mikumo. I don't even know what it is, but World Trigger manages to do something special. Osamu is your below the average border agent. He's also not physically strong, and his strongest stat, which is probably tactical thinking and brain smarts, isn't even that great compared to the top agents of Border. But World Trigger manages to make you interested in this weak link of a character. Osamu is very self-aware, he knows his flaws and where he is lacking, more so than your typical MC, and damn, is that refreshing. He's not an OPMC right from the get-go, nor does he have some unique trick which gives him the edge over his competition. I don't know, something about Osamu is just realistic and I'm just here for it. And it's not like he's forever this weak guy, he is getting better. There's a moment in season 1 which happens again in season 2 or 3, and seeing both moments side by side, you can already tell that this character is growing. And as if it stops there, World Trigger's characters are funny, interesting, and engaging to watch. I think I would go as far as to say that there is no character in the whole anime who I do not mind taking up some screen time. And I would love to speak about more characters like Chika, Yuma, Gojo, Jin, and the other border agents because they're just all so unique. But the main thing which makes me addicted to World Trigger is that combat system, the fights, the tactic, the strategy. Man, it's great stuff. It's actually the sole reason I got into it. Technology is a huge thing in World Trigger, and as a result, the main weapons are these high-tech items called triggers. To put it very simply, you can use these triggers to form weapons from swords to firearms to snipers to these bullets in which you can manipulate the trajectories. They all have their individual categories. And then you can add mini triggers on top of this to add to your loadout, which can help you customize to your specific fighting style. For example, there's this optional trigger called Grasshopper, which basically is like a platform you can put in the air, and it's kind of like a springboard as well. So you can do double jumps and all sorts of cool stuff with it. And then where it really peaks, where this stuff really peaks, is the creativity in which the characters use these triggers. Like take the Grasshopper trigger I was just talking about, for example. In the last season, this was used in a way which completely blew my mind, and they do this on multiple occasions. And the best part about this is that every character is pretty much given the same tools to work with, yet it somehow makes it feel so diverse. You're able to see characters use techniques which they've learned from other characters and adapt it in their own fighting style, and yet when you see it, you know where the inspiration has been drawn from, and none of it feels like an arsepool. It's pretty realistic combat. Man, it's just too good. It's the cherry on top of the cherry on top of the cake. And you get to see all of this play out not only in the plot-heavy parts of the story, but also in this beautiful thing called a rank war. Remember Border, that special force which was made to fight neighbors, which were the alien invaders? A way in which they train their agents is to have these things called rank wars. It's kind of similar, at least the actual matches, to the, if you watch My Hero Academia, when they do the Class 1A versus Class 1B type of things, it's a lot similar to that. But World Trigger does it to a different degree. It's simply built different. Holy shit. I was simply not prepared. The tactics, the strategy, the environment, the preparation that gets put into each match, it's phenomenal stuff. There are some characters who are playing checkers, some who are playing chess, and it's honestly just beautiful to see. And like I said earlier, the characters are so interesting that it doesn't even have to be the main cast. that are in a match for me to be entertained and then some. And the whole experience of just watching a World Trigger rank war match is just pure bliss. Man, I need to stop, I'll just keep on going on. So onto the other quick things which I like about World Trigger. So some of the soundtracks are straight up bangers. I like how it shows that even the strongest characters, whilst they are definitely in their own league, aren't completely invincible. It adds a nice element of unpredictability to the whole thing. The squads have a nice sense of camaraderie with each other, and also when a mutual threat comes, just seeing the different groups being formed, which you're not typically used to those characters being together, is also pretty awesome, just seeing how they work with each other. I think binging it was just really nice, just because some of those cliffhangers which World Trigger will leave you on is very deep. I feel sorry for the people who are watching this week by week, because yeah, I would have gone to the manga. And if you do end up watching it, skip the filler in the first season. I don't know, you can go back at the end if you really want to watch it that badly. There's no interruptions basically, everything's constantly moving. And one thing that World Trigger does which ceases to amaze me is the level of detail that they put into it. Like, it's ridiculous. Sometimes I'll go back and watch a clip and you can see the character prepare for something that happens later on, and just being able to watch it in hindsight is just nice to see. And on a complete side note, I think it's also the perfect premise for an actually good anime game. Not one of those Ninja Storm knockoffs. That's pretty much all I've got to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.